I grew up in a house that was always full of noise. People talking, people arguing, people laughing. But somehow, I was always silent. Not because I had nothing to say, but because no one ever waited for me to finish. From the outside, we looked like a normal family. Meals together, festivals together, photos that proved we belonged to each other. But inside that house, I learned something very early in life. Love of my family was not unconditional. It was earned, and I was always behind. My siblings were praised for everything. Good grades, small achievements, even mistakes were forgiven quickly. When I did well, it was expected. When I failed, it was remembered. I became the child who was strong enough to handle it, which was just another way of saying no one would protect me. Whenever there was a problem, my name came up first. Whenever something went wrong, fingers turned toward me. I tried harder, stayed quieter, helped more. I told myself that one day they would notice. That one day they would say, "You did enough." But that day never came. Instead, expectations kept growing, while appreciation stayed the same, non-existent. I became the emotional shock absorber of the family, the one who listened, the one who adjusted, the one who sacrificed, and the one who was blamed when things fell apart. The fight started getting uglier as we grew older. Not loud shouting, but sharp words. Sarcastic comments. Cold silences. The kind of pain that doesn't leave bruises, but stays longer. I remember one evening clearly. Everyone was sitting in the living room, talking about the future. Plans. Dreams. Who would become what? When I spoke, no one responded. Not even disagreement. Just silence, and then the conversation moved on. That was the moment I realized something painful. I wasn't hated. I was worse than that. I was invisible. I stopped sharing my dreams after that. Because what's the point of dreaming out loud when no one listens? I stayed because family is supposed to stay. That's what I was taught. Even when words hurt. Even when respect disappeared. Even when love felt one-sided. Then came the dispute. It wasn't about money. It wasn't about property. It was about control. They wanted me to live the life they chose. Follow paths I never agreed to. Make sacrifices no one else was willing to make. And when I said no, for the first time in my life, they looked at me like I had betrayed them. Suddenly, I was ungrateful, selfish, disrespectful, all because I asked for space to breathe. That night, I didn't sleep. I replayed every memory, every compromise, every time I stayed quiet to keep peace. And I asked myself one question. If I disappeared tomorrow, would anything actually change? The answer scared me. So I did something I never thought I would. I left. No dramatic goodbye. No long explanation. Just a quiet decision made after years of being unheard. Leaving didn't feel powerful. It felt terrifying. I carried guilt like a heavy bag on my shoulders. Every step away from that house felt wrong, even though staying had broken me. The first few weeks were the hardest. I kept waiting for a call, a message, a sign that they noticed my absence. It never came, and that hurt more than any argument ever did. But something else happened too. The silence around me changed. For the first time, it wasn't heavy. It wasn't painful. It was peaceful. I started hearing my own thoughts again, my own opinions, my own dreams. I realized how much of myself I had buried, just to fit into a family that never truly saw me. Slowly, I rebuilt. Not loudly, not to prove anything, just quietly, honestly. I learned that being related doesn't guarantee understanding, and love without respect is not love at all. Months later, I finally received a message. Short, formal, cold, no apology, no reflection, just a reminder of who they thought I was. And for the first time, it didn't break me, because I had already mourned the family I wished I had. I had accepted the truth. Some families love you conditionally. Some only love the version of you that obeys. And walking away doesn't mean you failed. Sometimes, it means you finally chose yourself. Today, I'm not angry. I'm not bitter. I am aware. Aware that my worth was never the problem. Aware that silence was my survival, not my weakness. I was invisible in my own family. But the moment I left, I finally learned how to see myself. Some family wounds never bleed, but they hurt the longest. If this story felt personal, you're not alone. Like this video if you've ever felt unheard. Subscribe to Ink Not for real stories about family, pain, and self-respect. Comment below, what would you have done in this situation?